Hello there. This latest EU move shows us just how important it is to leave as quickly and as fully as possible and secure control over our fishing waters. Now, if you want something clear-cut to show you just how the EU really operates, then you only have to look at the Eurocrats' latest thinking on UK fishing grounds. With the threat of the UK taking back exclusive control over its fishing waters, the response from the EU was that they would just catch the fish outside UK waters when they are younger and smaller, so they never reach our EEZ to mature. This would of course interrupt their life cycle, and if they don't mature, they don't breed. Not a very sustainable policy, is it? The Sun quotes an EU diplomat who said, "Those who have said they want to take back control of British waters forget that you can have the water, but we're not talking about water, we're talking about fish. The fish don't have passports. Some of these fish could be fished earlier when they're smaller, so they won't ever get to British waters. That might not be good for everyone." But skipper Alan Hastings from Fishing for Leave said, "The EU has spent years lecturing everyone on environmental sustainability, and now they're advocating unsustainable fishing. Now they're proposing this just to stick two fingers up at the British. It's really coming down to the EU looking childish here. We lost our resources and 60% of the British fleet got the chop to make room for them. Now the EU is going to have to cut its cloth. We have to get out of the Common Fisheries Policy from day one, no transition period, as the EU will have absolutely no interest in the sustainability of our fishing grounds other than to take what they can, while they can, before we take back control." The Secretary-General of the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, Angel Gurria, told The Guardian that the UK should accept the Brexit vote and move on. Gurria, who was an ardent Remain supporter, said that the UK needed to retain close ties with the EU 27, take control and make Brexit as smooth as possible. Saying he was strongly against Brexit and had done everything he could for a Remain vote, he said, "But we didn't win. It was decided upon, voted on, confirmed by Parliament. What we have to do now is make Brexit as least costly and as least disruptive as possible." Personally, I would like to see a more positive statement that all should be done to make a success of Brexit. Not treat it as a sort of damage limitation exercise. That sort of talk is just defeatist. The Independent reports that UK negotiators have, in principle, accepted a Norway-style transition period where the UK would have to accept free movement of people, the customs union rules, pay into the EU budget and accept the jurisdiction of the ECJ. Now that sounds like staying in the EU for another few years to me. The suggestion that Theresa May's team has all but swallowed the transition proposal from Brussels will anger Conservative MPs, who believe it leaves Britain a vassal state for some 2 years after Brexit, says the paper. Now there's an understatement. It won't just be Tory MPs who will be angry either. Millions of people who voted to leave the EU will also feel cheated. It will also kick the decision can down the road for business who will, in a couple of years' time, expect another extension, and then another, etc. That is not leaving the EU and is therefore unacceptable. If this is where the government quietly plans to go, it needs to think again. The former Chancellor, Lord Lawson, told the BBC that the civil service will do its best to frustrate Brexit. Lord Lawson told Newsnight, "The officials will do their best to frustrate this process because it goes against the grain so fundamentally. But they equally realise their constitutional duty to accept the leadership of the politicians, of the elected government." And he went on to say, Brexit is a most radical change of direction for this country. The idea that any bureaucrat could be in favour of radical change is a nonsense. Bureaucrats, by their very nature, loathe radical change of any kind. And an anonymous minister told the BBC, "The civil service is very defensive on Brexit. They do see it as a problem." Now this reminds me of the sketch from Yes Prime Minister, where the new PM Jim Hacker says that he's wondering how to continue his run of success. And the answer from that master of establishment guile, Humphrey Appleby, was, "Have you considered masterly inactivity?" But the Cabinet Secretary, Sir Jeremy Haywood, said in a statement to Newsnight, "In this case, the mandate has come from the British people and has been endorsed overwhelmingly by Parliament and is the driving mission of the current government." So, is Lord Lawson right to suspect that civil service inertia will kick in against the change Brexit will bring? Or is there something deeper, a pro-EU establishment that will do its best to frustrate the will of the people? What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.